Hello and welcome to Two Indoor Gaming, and here we are for tutorial 2 for Creativerse. And I've just logged back into my world, and one thing I just wanted to let you know, the way the time works with these worlds, if you say suffer a game crash and come straight back into your game, it'll be like time has continued ticking over. But if it sort of goes longer than a day in game time, it'll stop at morning time. So the next time you log in, it'll be at the start of the day. So if you're wondering how that time works, it won't go longer. The time clock won't keep going past one day. So you'll always tend to be coming back the next day, or a few hours later you'll be coming back in the morning. Now this is nice and helpful. I wanted to show you the basic mobs you come across at the start. We've got the Leafy here. He is a passive mob, and if you attack him, he will flee. Okay, he'll just run away. He's not very fast. He's very simple. He's trapped himself here. Still takes a few shots with a wooden sword. Not a very good weapon. This guy is only really useful. He's got a couple of drops that you could use, bone sometimes, and sinew, which is useful for some recipes. I don't tend to bother the leafies much at all, but that's what they do. Now, there we go, I have bone and sinew from that. I pressed F to open his bag, pressed F again just to grab it all quickly. Just saves a lot of time. I can dump things later if I don't need them. I better grab some more of these vines. I know I ran out of those quickly. So the leafies, you can leave them alone, but in some other biomes, you'll find other types of leafies, autumn leafies, and that sort of thing. And they won't be so kind. They will actually fight back, and some of them do have. The one in the swamp has a poison effect, so they're not so innocuous or easy to deal with. Pixies. These are passive, but they will fight back if you attack them. Now, most all mobs have the ones that will get aggressive have a special attack of some kind. The pixie will sort of how do you say he'll hunker down and charge up a big hit that will throw you into the air. Otherwise, he's just going to smack you with his snout. Now, pixies, you will need to take a few of these down because they give you leather. And leather is what gets your armor unlocked, and you'll need it for the first few levels. Now, he's decided to come in here, make it easy for me to get him. See how he charged up there? But because we're on a different level, it's harder for him to hit me. So, leather, you give me crystal shard, which is useful for building a certain kind of bomb. It's almost like a frag bomb. And the shards obviously are designed to, shatter out and do a bit of spray damage. That's the only thing really they're useful for. So I don't tend to bother. Now, I just said that last guy hit me. I wasn't too fussed. Pixies can't do a whole lot of damage. And it was in a strange location. But you'll want to avoid as much damage as possible. The way to do that is to circle strafe. So these guys can't actually put a hit on you unless they're facing you. They've got to face you first and then they do a hit. As long as you keep out of their front zone, they can't hit you. Now, this was nice and easy. I'm on a nice flat plateau there. It was super easy to do. It gets a lot harder inside caves when you've got a lot of things in the way, just stopping you from doing that. But in this situation, that was just ridiculously easy. Now you can get leather from these pixies, also from night pixies and hoglets. Hoglets are night mobs that spawn in these safer zones, and they're like half-size pixies. So they're a bit easier to kill, and they do a little bit less damage. It's just so they're still, night mobs, but it's a way to keep the nights a little easier for you when you're starting out and you're not so good at doing your combat attacks. You don't have the armor yet. So you can see just by keeping on the move, I'm keeping myself pretty much damage free. You will muck up, but if it's just a one hit there or whatever, you're good, you know, basically. So let's have a look at what we need. So we've got some leather now. So go into the crafting menu and you go down to your armor. Well, I passed it, didn't I? There it is. I'm not used to it looking like this. They changed the look of the armor sets with R31, so I'm still a little bit out of sync with what they look like and scroll straight past. Now your chest breastplate will give you the best amount of defense, so always make that first. Even though it takes more materials, you get a better bang for your buck. It used to be the helmet was the second best. I assume they've just transferred all the stats to the pauldron, so I tend to make chest breastplate, then I'd make the pauldron, and then these two guys, your arm guards and your leggings, are the same value, so whichever. Now, all your armor sets will use exactly the same materials. They'll just use it in different quantities. So you only have to track one in order to basically track the materials you need for all four. So you can just do a quick tally up. So leather, I need 4 for the breastplate, which I've already got. Another 3. See, it's telling me I've got 4, but I need 3. So that's 7, 9, and 3 more makes 12. So I need 12 pieces of leather and rocks to rocks, which we'll be getting soon. Got 1 there, 1 there, so that's 2, 4, 5, and twine is 1, 2, 3, and another 2 is 5. Okay, so we need excuse me, 5 rocks to rocks, 5 twine, and 12 leather. So by just tracking one item, now you see here over the side here, whoop, there's not enough room for it. You've only got a certain amount of room. So one thing I can take out, I know how to make extractors. Now I could take that one down. It just gives me enough room to see here. So we want to get this number up to 12, this one to 5, and this one to 5, and we're happy. Now twine, you make... pressing escape. I don't need escape. Get out of there. Thank you. Twine you make in the processor from vines. So I'm going to just grab a few extra of those, make sure I've got some up my sleeve. Like so. Bonus, get a little bit extra wood while I'm at it. Okay, now where's that rockstar? So when you get near to a beach area, you will find a lot of these rockstars and pebbles. You'll see this guy here, he's a pebble. Now they won't attack you except in certain circumstances. Now these are easier to deal with than rockstars. So give him a smack. You watch this. He'll do a little yell out. What that does is it aggroes every mob. And now he'll start fighting back. So aggro every mob that's sort of within range of his yell, and then they will come and track me down. So you can get mobbed from those guys if you don't kill him quick. See how this pigsy's coming for me now? No, he's given up. That's cool. So he ran out of aggro before he could get to me. So the pebbles don't give you rocks to rocks, but if you get a furnace, you can turn 3 of these pebbles into a rocks to rock. So if you're getting a lot of those guys and not many of the rocks to rocks, then just bump them all off, and you just got to cook it up when you can get a furnace ready. So where did that rocks to go? Now the rockster has a pretty good special attack. I mean, good for him, not so good for us. Oh, I hear his call. Here he is. Okay. When he hunkers down, see if I can get him to do it. They take a lot of damage, obviously. They look like they could take a lot of damage. Now, he does this little hunker down attack. So he's not going to do it for me, is he? Come on. They got a long reach too. I should have a mushroom so I can heal up. Come on, do your hunker down attack. Normally they can't wait to do it. Anyway, you'll know what it is when you see it. Basically, he hunkers down, makes himself all compact. And at that point, he's not attacking you, and you'll be like rushing in to hit him, but he's actually invulnerable. You can't do damage to him. And when he comes out of that, it's in a big spinning attack with quite a reasonable reach on it. So when you see him hunker down, back off. Your best plan is to back. Oh, here's a keeper. Now this is a gold keeper. There are 3 kinds of keeper, and the gold keeper is the best keeper. So remember I was telling you in the last episode about that flashing blue and silver light in my compass bar? This is the fella that pinged it off. Now he will run from you. He will always run. Ooh, and he likes to jump. Ah, Night Rocks, get out of the way. I'm busy here. Okay, so you will have to chase him down. He's not super fast, so it's not too hard. I'm just holding down I'm spamming my attack button. Basically, you don't have to whack your attack button. You can just hold it down and you'll keep swinging. So that's what I'm doing here. So you're not going click, 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 click. Now, like I was saying, there's 3 types of keepers. There's a plain keeper, there's a silver keeper, and then there's a golden keeper. And the difference between the 3 is your basic keeper gives you the least amount of stuff, and the golden keeper gives you the most amount of stuff. By most amount, I mean quantity. So you get 6 drops. I think you get 4 from a keeper and 5 from a silver keeper. The quality tends to lift depending on the keeper. Oh, look, over here we've got a nice Miru coming out of the cave. Those guys, will be dealing with them soon. So he given me 6 items, and they tend to be of better quality. This here is a recipe to unlock. One of those ones that will carry over with you, even when you say don't carry over recipes. So we've got here some nice stun bombs, which are good for taming. Later on, we'll be looking at that. Some coal torches, excellent for caving, because those moss torches really don't cut it when you're going down into your caves. Some nice brown mushrooms, helpful. And these arc stones that I was telling you about. There's a special material that you need for your arc stone level gear, the top level gear in the game, but also you can make special lights with those and special chests with those. So finding a golden keeper was definitely a great score. They're quite rare. I played around a lot with the spawning rates for keepers, and finding a golden keeper is actually quite rare, so I'm happy that I got to show you that. The game's being nice to me. Okay, so how are we going with our accumulation of armor items? We've still only got 4 leather, we've got 1 rocks to rock, but we've got a few pebbles there. So that's the basics of your combat. Don't stand and fight. It's not even good to back away because their reach tends to is bigger than yours. Basically, I do recommend your circle strafing is your best strategy when all you've got is a sword. There are a few. Well, you've got the bombs as range weapons, and they can be quite useful, but quite expensive to build up. The other thing is when you see things like a pine tree, I can't remember what it's actually called, elder tree or something, elderwood, it can drop pine cones around it, and they're actually, you can throw those. You can throw pine cones. You can also make snowballs and throw those as well, but they do not a lot of damage at all. So their effectiveness is perhaps a little limited. So when it comes to the melee side of things, build up your armor and just practice circle strafing, and that's a good thing because, like I said, the pixies aren't too hard. You could practice on leafies if you want, but they run away from you. It makes it a bit harder to do the circle strafe maneuver. Ooh, there's a nice cave there. Hey, you. So practice your attack before you venture into a cave, because you'll be taking on the Night Rocksters and the Mirus, and probably some Night Pixies as well, and they are stronger than their day counterparts. They take more damage and they inflict more damage. I'll just eat another mushroom because I'm still only at half health. You will want to be collecting flowers whenever you spot them, because that's how you make a health potion. Mushrooms and flowers combined together. Remember, your yellow flowers from cragwood trees and red flowers from asherwood trees. Now what's this over here? This here is a turnip. You'll see I'm pointing at it. It says turnip. If I pick that up, I can eat that for a buff. Probably better, I can also turn it into seeds to grow more turnips. And they can also be food for pets. I can cook them up and make things like turnip soup and other items as well. So I would recommend holding on to those. Now at the moment I don't have too many things in my backpack. I've got 19 out of 40. What I would want to do at this point is build a chest and put some of the stuff in that I'll need for later before I would venture down into a cave, because I want lots of room for my cave. So I'll pop down in here, very rudimentary cave, and what I might do is just make room for a bed and a cave just to make this a little more homely. Now the thing to watch out for your bed is have some room above it. Because when you wake up, you sort of wake up standing on your bed. Well, I do that. You do that too, don't you? You wake up standing on your bed. Anyway, you wake up standing on your bed, and if your roof's too low, you're basically going to hurt yourself smacking your head on the roof. Well, literally, that's what happens. So let's get this out of here. Get a torch. Put a nice torch here. That's better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you'll smack your head on the roof, or you'll even phase through the roof onto the surface and take damage, and possibly throw yourself into the path of some burning up mobs. So yeah, make sure you've got enough space on your roof. Okay, I have made that low enough, so let's fill that back in. And I'll just take this down a level. So let's make some twine. Got some vines here now. Make a bit of that. Take that stone back. Make another slab. I'll use this for some wood slabs. Right. So let's make our first piece of armor. We don't have enough for that yet, but we can make this or this. Like I said, normally I build the breastplate first, but let's just keep this moving. You don't need to see every single step. Craft that. What happens now is that will switch directly in. It'll basically go straight onto my person. That won't happen when I make further armor. If I make pauldrons, the next level of pauldrons, I'll have to switch it in manually, but when this is empty, it'll automatically put it in there for you. So I've got my first piece of armor, and it's worth 20 armor points. Woohoo! And you'll notice that my wood sword is 10, and the stick was only 4, so that was quite a boost straight away. This recipe, I'll just show you that. I've already unlocked it, so it's not going to let me learn it, but all you'd have to do is left click on that and it would learn it for you and put it in your permanent setup. So we obviously don't want to carry that around, so we'll scroll down the bottom and we'll find the chest. What do we need for that? Just another wood slab. We've got wax and vines fine. Cool. Now if you decide, oh actually I don't want to build this stuff, you just point at it, see a little red X comes up, and it'll actually put the item back in your inventory. Just a little tip there. I might change that into a wood rod, because I'm going to need those soon enough. Okay, so I'll make the wood chest, and that unlocks the stone chest. Now the difference between the wood chest and the stone chest is size. How much you can fit in it. That's basically it. The Architect chests are the best. They have the most room, and you'll be making a lot of those when you have a lot of stuff built up later on in the game. Now you notice that requires melted wax, and that's probably the next level of the game you'll be stretching for, is getting the forge, so you can make melted wax, process the ores you collect. Coal doesn't need processing, that's usable as you get it, but from obsidian on you've actually got to process every ore, so you'll be needing a forge. You see, that's asking for bedrock. Now I cannot actually mine bedrock with a wood mining cell. I need to upgrade to that stone one first. So that is going to be a priority for that. I need more stone and I need coal. So that's probably our next level of the mission, is getting coal to take it to that next level. So to actually harvest the coal, we're going to need some extractors. Because like I said before, you can't actually take those with your mining cell. You need the extractor to do it. Okay, we've got some more wood slabs. I'll make some more extractors. We can only make one. Fine. So yeah, okay, so we're about to hit night time. So here I've got another choice. I've been waffling on and mucking around. Normally you'll be able to achieve more than I have in your second day. I can bunker down again. Can I make that bed? Where are we? Shredded leaves, stone rods. Okay, so I need another bit of stone. I'll show you the bed actually. And I might save caving for the next episode. So basically this would be a choice. This is a good time. Night is a good time, as long as you don't want to muck around with your recipes some more. Night is a very good time for caving, because the danger in a cave during the day and the danger during a cave during the night is exactly the same. There's no advantage to going down in the daytime, because as soon as you're away from the sunlight, it treats your environment like it's nighttime anyway. So I tend to use nights, like I said, either for expanding my recipe tree or for caving. And that will do the job for me. Now I need some shredded leaves as well, don't I? Because we all like a nice bed of shredded leaves to sleep on. So there we go, processing stone rods, shredded leaves, then I'll have all the materials I need for the bed, and I'll show you how that works. Very simple. Now we made that chest, so we'll put that down. Just got to be careful where you put it, because if you're trying to open it and it's something else is in the way, you'll open that instead. It gets really frustrating. Okay, coral, don't need that for much of anything. I think when you need Rockzilla, I think you use coral for that. Don't need those right now. I will keep the bones because I'll need that for my stone sword. Tall grass, no, you can use that for forge fuel. Same with the shredded leaves. Don't just throw them away because you feel like, oh, I don't need to make any more shredded leaves. But your leaf blocks can be used for forge fuel. Same as wood, coal, and a few other materials. The great thing with the forge is, depending on the materials you use, you can actually speed up the process there. Okay, I'll put those down there. I don't need to carry that around. Goo is good. That's also a thrown item, a ranged weapon. It will. I don't think it does a huge amount of damage. I think it does some, but it will actually slow them down. It's like a quicksand or something. You know, they'll actually slow down if you smack somebody with some goo. It can give you an opportunity to do a little more damage. Seashells are useful later in the recipe, but not right now. And red dye is good for red stuff. Okay, what else do I want to clear out? I'm not using the wood wall right now. The rest is probably, yeah, everything else is useful. So pop back in here, we'll pick those up. Remember, just press the F key, gives you that quick grab. Q takes me to my crafting menu. I'll take a bed, thank you very much. Don't want wood slabs in my quick bar. Doesn't matter if your bed's against a wall, because like I said, you wake up on top of it. Okay, so the current time is 12:58 AM. I decide I only want daytime right now. I press F when I point at the bed, and sleep. Got to sleep on my tummy because I sleep with my backpack on. Because you got to be ready. Now you see how I've woken up? I'm standing on the bed. Yeah, and there's the roof just above me. So that's why that is definitely important to do. Okay, I think before I do anything else, you'll see the time now is 5:25 AM. So it just took me to the morning. If I'd gone to sleep at 9:30 or 10:30, 11:30 or 12:30, it doesn't matter, because it's night time, it will take me to the morning time. If I hop in the bed now, it'll take me to like evening time. So it does work in the day, you just lose the day. Let's make that stone sword, and I can get rid of it up there on my list. Remember, take it off track. You can also do that. 1 stone sword. And now I can gear up a little and do a little more damage. So wood sword gives me 10. Come over here and I click on that. It'll swap it for me. I've now got 15. And I can actually use that in the furnace as fuel. So don't throw it away. Just burn it up. Alright, thanks for watching episode 2. We covered a little bit of territory today. The next episode I will be getting that furnace, which will require us to get some bedrock, and that means going down lower, getting some coal so we can get the mining cell. So we will be doing some caving, and I'll show you what that experience is like. Thanks for watching 2 Indoor Gaming. I'll see you next time.